Feet of extension.
Jeez.
What? Do I look like a tourist?
Nerd. Yeah.
I don't even know what I was gonna say.
I know what I was gonna say. I know what I could say.
None of this is going. Every time you open your mouth, by the way, getting
just wanna
cut.
say
It's
for
gonna
the
cut.
record-
No. Hold on. You need to hear this before. You're gonna open your mouth. It's gonna cut to the next time you're silent, and then you're gonna try and talk again. It's gonna cut to the next time. So this is where the video's gonna add. What was I gonna talk about? I wanted to film stuff all January, and then I just never got around to it. But it's hard for me to record stuff. You're a dork. You're a dork. I record so much for my like mini daily vlogs that also recording the same things over again in the different video format just kind of feels like useless. So I don't know. I just haven't been recording a lot. I think that's going to be obvious. I don't even know if I'm going to do like a video intro for this vlog. Come on, let's walk. I don't even know if I'm going to do like a video intro for this vlog. That guy, oh, I thought that guy was holding a Frisbee. Holy cow, that was close. Okay.
You're like a little kid. Any kid who's just out
If
there.
someone had a Frisbee right now, we would
would've
play
played,
Frisbee.
you
You know how
would've played.
nice it is right now? I'm so mad I didn't bring my Frisbee. But yeah, I just don't want to like record things twice or like, I don't know, do the same content over again. And then I'm already thinking about what I'm recording so much with my like mini videos that I just don't really think too much about my end of the month videos, which is kind of fine. So I don't know if I'm going to do the little like intro videos to all my vlogs now. We'll see just kind of what happens as we go. But I feel like my camera roll is light on footage for the month of January. It was a pretty, I don't know, it was an all right month. We had hella school days, our second week back to school. And so I spent most of the second week just not in school at all. So in the middle of January, it was kind of a big stretch of just really bad luck for me this month. I did my Pittsburgh tryout, and I heard back from them a few days later, and they didn't have any interest in me. And that really felt bad, not only because rejection sucks, but also because if you like look at the whole situation, it probably makes sense that they didn't give me a roster spot or a callback or anything like that. But from a pure skill standpoint, from a performance standpoint, I felt like I definitely deserved to have gotten some attention from them. As opposed to like other tryouts I've done in the past where I've been like, ooh, I don't know, like I don't know the scene and all of that. But this tryout, I was looking at the competition, and based on how I performed at the tryout, I felt very confident that I was something that they'd be at least marginally interested in. That just wasn't true. So that stung. And then I had a ton of bad luck just with like my friends and stuff, and just things that I really wanted to do and expected to do and just didn't happen. So like I had all these snow days. And so I was like, cool, I get all this time to like play video games with my friend, Aaron Burrows. And he like his computer broke down that week. And so I have all these snow days, and we had all these plans to play video games together, and his computer was broken, and I think he had a ton of bad luck with that as well. And then I had another friend of mine who was going to come up and see a concert with me here in Grand Rapids, and that weekend was when the huge snowstorm went through the whole Midwest, and so the roads were just terrible, and so my friend made the right decision to stay home and be safe, and I don't know, I was just really looking forward to that weekend, so that like sucked. And a ton of other like smaller things happened, and so I had this like week in the middle of January where I just felt like crap. Like I felt like awful. And I kind of realized that like that's the first like it got really bad to the point where I was like, oh, this is like what I typically experience in like November and December in the winter that I didn't really get this year. I had not really had that kind of just down period this winter at all. And so obviously that was brought on by, you know, a pretty bad stroke of luck in the middle of January, and not just by, you know, my normal everyday mood. But I still had this moment where I was like, dang, I'm like more down in the dumps about these obstacles than I should be. Like, I need to do something about that. And so I was like, oh, I haven't been taking my vitamin D, so I'm gonna go take my vitamin D medication, and hopefully that will help a little bit. But it just kind of I just kind of feel like, I don't know, a little confused. I felt like there were a lot of doors and a lot of arrows pointing towards me coming up here to Michigan, and now it just kind of feels like all the doors up here in Michigan are shutting. And I just don't know really what to do with that. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I love my job here. I love the area. I'm not I'm not necessarily against leaving, or I'm not definitely going to leave. Like, I'm just kind of curious what's next. Normally, I feel like I have more of a clear idea of like, okay, this is what is next for me right now. I feel like I'm just like, I have no clue what is next for me. And that's kind of like frustrating. I applied to a few different jobs, mostly just, again, it feels like every door is shutting, except for this job here. This job here is really nice, and I really do appreciate it. And I feel like I could stay here a long time if I needed to or if I wanted to. But I was just curious, like, are there going to be doors opening elsewhere? And so I applied to different jobs around the state, and back home I applied to a few jobs, and I got a bunch of rejections from all of that too. And it just feels very weird to have no doors opening anywhere, to have no clue what is next. And I have things here in Grand Rapids, but a lot of the things I came here for in Grand Rapids are leaving or shutting down or no longer available. And so I'm really confused, and I had that just bad week. And so I'm out here in Miami right now with my mom on my birthday trip. This is kind of the end of the trip. She's off doing something right now. We're about to head to the airport. But yeah, I went on this trip with my mom at the end of January, beginning of February. My birthday's in a few days, but we decided to go on this weekend. And we didn't really know where to go on the trip. We were kind of just shooting a bunch of ideas. My mom was like, let's try Miami, and we can like run a race and everything. And I was like, that seems cool. Like, we'll see what Miami's like and everything like that. And so this is kind of the end of the trip. But we chose the worst weekend because it's been like the coldest weekend on record in Miami in like the last like 10 years. So instead of getting like the classic Miami weather, it's been kind of chilly and cold and blustery. And the other thing we discovered is that Miami as a city is kind of sucky. Like, the appeal to Miami is that it's warm all the time and that you can go to the beaches. And when you go to a city like that on the coldest weekend of the year and it's not actually that warm, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. So we just got really, really unlucky. But the thing about me and my family, and me and my mom in particular, is that we're adventure takers. And so even though it turns out that Miami kind of sucks and isn't that entertaining, especially when it's cold, we've had a ton of fun just because we like to just kind of explore and go and adventure and find out. And so we drove all the way down to the southernmost part of the United States. We went to the Florida Keys. We checked out different spots in Miami. And then today we went on the beach and we were sitting on the sand for a bit because it was just warm enough that it was, still better than 10-degree, 5 feet of snow in Grand Rapids. And obviously just to like spend time with my mom is, phenomenal and an amazing gift in and of itself. And so that's kind of how the Miami trip has went. Oh, we're in Miami. We were supposed to do a birthday trip, and
Because your birthday is next week, this week. It's coming up.
Okay, but it's in February, so we can't talk about that because that's for the February vlog. This is the January vlog.
Well,
Thoughts on Miami so far? Holy cow, there's a robot. Standing in its way. Wilmon. His name is Wilmon. He's on a delivery. And so,
okay, for
none of
the
these
record,
words.
15 years ago, I was vlogging. I started a vlog. This was before Instagram. I mean, there was Facebook back then, but like there were blogs, and I was all about the vlogging. So